Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
This is going to be our review of Black Mirror Season 7. The whole season, all 6 episodes. Full spoilers ahead. You have been warned. Here we go. Yo, Won-Jin, this is the best season for me since season 4. You know what I like about this season? In a way, it's like the least darkest of Black Mirror seasons so far, I think. Because even, I mean, like the title suggests, like, our humanity still resonates despite this sort of technological dystopia. Why are you fucking laughing?
Because remember how you felt after like the first episode?
Yeah. Yo, but
it was fucking depressing.
Yo, but weirdly, that was the most depressing one. Because afterwards, it just became manageable.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
The second episode is gonna be funny.
Yo, you told me. The second episode was black comedy at its best. Shall we let's talk in order.
Yeah.
Episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how we're gonna do, okay? Episode 2. Yo, that was great.
Yeah.
You know what I like about it? It's the second episode is just a classic twist and turn story. Like, we don't need to think too deeply into it. The technology doesn't make sense, but as a story, it was good.
Also, the actors pulled it off.
Yeah.
Like that what I forgot the character's name, but
Barney.
What's the computer whiz girl?
Yeah.
The one who had been bullied.
Yeah. She
was terrific. Like the moment she was drinking that almond milk, I was like, man, she crazy.
Oh yeah.
Man, that was very uncomfortable.
Yo, after the 30-minute mark, I loved every part of it. It was so good.
Joe and Won-Jin Ghostface right behind you.
Oh
no. Where? I don't see them.
What's up, Walker? Hey, we're gonna do a Let's Talk right after this one, okay? No, it was great though. And you know what I like about episode 2? How efficient it was. You know what's ironic? The girl, after she kills her,
and takes control of that quantum computer thing.
She had to say, "I want to become the queen of the universe, not save the world." And it's just all too human, right? Like her after she just barely saved her life. Her wish is to become the queen of the universe. And there were just great moments like that. And it was really a great episode. Like, there was not a moment that was boring. And the twist was amazing. Yeah, it's hard to explain it. Like, it's a great Black Mirror episode in the sense that I don't know if I should laugh or cry.
That's what made it so good.
Yes. The surprises was so good. And she's basically coming all over the fucking place after, like, fuck yeah, getting the superpower. And that's what I like about this season, though. Like, the technology is just there to reveal our human nature. And the sudden shift was done so well. Yeah. So it was really entertaining that way. Now, the third episode.
Was that the Hotel Reverie?
Yep.
Yeah. That was my favorite episode, by the way. I really liked that episode.
So I have a question. How does this compare to Saint Junipero? I remember this.
I think I would prefer this episode to San Junipero.
Really?
Yeah, San Junipero was also cool, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm like we're both doing this like movie, TV show, review show, which means we like movies. But because of that, I was intrigued by that like the future movie like recreation production technology thing where they can just reenact like a part of a movie and instantly just make movie in real time. Yeah, that was I think to me more intriguing than that virtual world of San Junipero.
And this one is more meta than that because it's a joke because the love meter is literally going up. This is like the Godot, New York, the movie. So I like that element. Yeah. And whoever played she was in Wolverine, remember?
Oh, Cassandra.
Yeah, Cassandra.
She played Cassandra, and we also saw her in what was it? I don't know. I was thinking to myself, like the Queen of the Universe girl, the computer nerd. I was thinking, like, man, if Nicole Kidman had a baby sister, that's what she would look like.
Oh, yeah.
Or if Nicole Kidman and Benedict Cumberbatch had a baby, that's what she would look like. And every time I see that girl in Hotel Reverie, well, I forgot her name, but the one who played Cassandra in Deadpool and Wolverine, I was thinking, man, if Jodie Foster had a baby sister, that's what she would look like. Yeah. I keep telling myself that.
Lizzie, that was super cool, actually. Yeah, I mean, you know what I like about episode 3? The way how smoothly they put us in that story.
Yeah.
Because, it's like nothing, it's harmless. That comedian woman, Akiwanama, she was really funny, too. She was
Aquafina.
Yeah. And Successor's evil mother playing that heartwarming scene. She was really funny. What was that line she said? Not fucking interested. Yeah, NFI. Yeah, not fucking interested. And there were just these... It was lighthearted until the love became real. Yeah. And I like how that hit you.
And unlike San Junipero, what I like about this episode more is that there's this crisis that happens. Because in San Junipero, I didn't really feel that there was an element where like something was at stake. It was just like a decision that they had to make. And like this like hidden trauma that these characters had. But here, if they don't get things right, that like supposedly like the superstar actor, she could be trapped in that world. But so I also like that crisis element of the episode.
Aquafina, that's her name. Smooth Water. Yeah, but the acting was just really great.
Yeah.
And I also love you know what I like about the episode is it has every element of previous Black Mirror episodes. Remember time being relative, inside and outside. Remember that Christmas episode you love so much?
Yeah, the one with John Hamm. Yeah.
Yeah, but here there's longer time going on. And somebody that can go in there and spend decades while outside world it's just
only
short
just
time.
like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah, and it's a great love story. So I feel like the writer was like, I repent for my sins. Previous all the dark technology that I introduced, let me use it to like make it beautiful.
Yeah. And especially like the moment where they reset the whole system and she just gets reset. That was like really brutal the moment that happens because I was so invested in the whole thing. So yeah, that hit us as an audience. I felt what she was like probably feeling in that moment as well.
But it asks, and you know what I like about this season is I think the order of the episodes is done intentionally too, because this episode is meant to make us ask ourselves, how real are artificial lives? And the first episode it showed how repressive technology can be, but later episodes, it really comes down to the question is how we use those technologies. Because the first episode is the main characters are clearly on the weak. The strong uses the technology to oppress them. But the latter episodes, more and more we progress. It's really about individuals deciding how to use that technology. So that's what me and Won-Jin meant about Saving Grace is. It puts humanity's choice on what to do with these technologies at the top spot.
That's right.
And I felt like the third one was really beautiful in a way where, it starts with capitalism, of course. They want to make money. They want to reboot this. But, Cassandra she's dead already. She killed herself because she was gay in a time where being gay was not accepted, right? But by doing this movie, by meeting, I don't know, a fake artificial.
Okay, that's her name, Emma Corrin.
Yeah, Emma Corrin. Artificial version of. And the question is she even artificial? And because there's a hint on the last scene, remember?
They have that phone call.
They have that natural connection. And
we get this hint that just like in other episodes of Black Mirror, these replicated beings, they're also sentient. They have feelings.
No, we don't get a hint of it. They are sentient. It's just how we deal with them. Oh, wait, ZZ.
AI is scary today. I was talking to some people, and they told me that they talked about everything with their AI apps to the point where their AI apps know them better than any other human. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there are other people and organizations who keep that data
Yep.
for future use.
Yeah. No, so the third one was beautiful. Now let's move on to the fourth one. Fourth one is actually secretly my second favorite.
Really? And hold on.
Go
I
ahead.
also got to talk about the names of these episodes because we had common people. We had Bête Noire, which means isn't bête like stupid in French? Bête?
Really?
Yeah. And noir, stupid black. And Hotel Reverie. Reverie is like a daydream because rêve means dream in French.
No, but remember that song, Hotel California. So the hotel represents the fantasy love world we want to stay, or the way we think about life. Because one of the beautiful thing about the third episode is, you could argue, because remember that the main actor, the black actor, she didn't feel fulfilled in the real world.
Yeah.
But she goes to Hotel Reverie, which is a quote unquote fake world, but she lived the fullest of who she is. So the episode is smart in that way, where it's contrasting intentionally.
Yeah.
She's a Hollywood star, whatever. She might be hiding her lesbianism or whatever, but
also remember the package delivery lady.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like when she sees, she doesn't recognize her as who she is.
No, but here in the fake world, she's actually able to fulfill who she is, and I think this is actually true to a lot of World of Warcraft players, a lot of online game players. So in that way, like, you have to ask yourself, what is real and what is fake? If I feel the most human in a certain environment, isn't that place real for me?
That's a good point.
No, so like I felt like it was very smart that way. And what surprised me was Emma Corrin's character. This episode was good, and it became great for me when she decides to kill herself. Like, she shoots the poor police guy, but.
Yeah, that was also a twist for me because I didn't expect that to be like the end. I was thinking that maybe she would just be arrested and go to jail or something.
Yeah, her was just oddly prescient. Who are you talking about, Void? But that's what human loneliness does to people. Gay in the closet syndrome. No, but Zezzy, I think it's more than. It really wasn't about gay at all. It was just about human connection. Because she wanted to be who she was. And the sentient being, like, no, the best scene in the episode is actually when she walks
out of that set, and she absorbs that data from the outside.
Because Won-Jin, we talk about this privately a lot. You notice how, there's this fish in a bowl syndrome, right? But you and I talked about this. Koreans sometimes think the bowl is real. We have to sometimes get out of the bowl to figure out who we really are. And after she comes out, remember, she's all like, oh, I don't want to see you. And then she figures out who she is, a hint of it. That's when Emma Corrin's character finds who she really is, and when the black actor finds out who she is, they really connect.
Yeah.
So that's like the human moment, the saving grace. Because this being a Black Mirror episode, you and I, of course, know this is not going to work. The movie has to end, and that's like a Slick Doach New York thing. You think the movie's gonna last forever, but you're gonna die. Whether it's a figurative death or a digital death, or in this case was digital death. But what's beautiful about digital is, despite the digital death, they can talk again.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a very reassuring technological episode.
Oh, Void was talking about the movie Her.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She's only coming out in the virtual world because she can excuse it as just an act or a job or a joke or not big deal. It's about a guy who falls in love with his AI assistant. With Scarlett Johansson.
And I'm kind of like disturbed and shocked at the same time because when I was watching that movie, I thought that was like far distant into the future. I'm just surprised how quickly it has become reality because that's like very possible right now.
Yo, it's a reality I do not intend to follow. If anybody installs an AI speaker in my house, we're never seeing each other again. I'm going to fucking throw that speaker away. Very well how the closet and the gay. No, but guys, I keep telling you guys this. The gay is just there to represent like their true selves. Maybe, I don't know. This episode was equivalent to the one where two friend guys turn into a woman in the virtual game and starting to have an affair. Yeah, but this one was life and death.
That's true.
Because remember, when the movie ends, she doesn't get to see Emma Corrin again.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why even in the movie's setting, she asks Aquafina, "It's like, what happens? Can I stay here?"
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was a beautiful episode.
So it's like the impermanence of life. You would think that digital life will make you live forever. This is different from San Junipero in that way.
That was eternal, basically.
Yeah, because they're becoming gods.
Unless
basically in their world.
Unless someone bombs the data center.
That could happen, but at least they'll die happy. And here, and the phone call was sad in the end too, because for the main character, she knows this is not that same person. Is this the torque station? No, not yet, Walker. You got the joke. But anyway, it was a great episode. But San Junipero, I don't know. I can't decide which one is better though. But anyway, what's the 4th episode? Let's look at the title.
It's a Plaything.
Oh, Plaything.
Plaything. Well, by the way, I have to appreciate how like amazing the talent we get in Black Mirror. Like every episode, we have these amazing actors playing these characters. I mean, San Junipero, the girl with the glasses, the kind of character that she plays in other movies. She was also in Terminator, Dark Fate, and man. We got... Who do we have in Plaything?
Wait, hold up.
Hold on. Was this the one about the throng?
Yep. No,
Yeah, I forgot this guy's. Yeah, I forgot this guy's name, but he usually plays like a villain.
No, the other guys are more famous though. Remember, he was in Guardian of the Galaxy. Sam Poitier.
But anyways,
but episode with those guys don't only meet in the game because they live very far away from each other and they're also heterosexual and married. Zezzy, you're talking about an older episode, right? 3 actors that are quite famous. But anyway, the 4th episode, Zezzy, well, they did fight each other in a strangely homoerotic way in real life. Yeah. Kind of like Dorian Gray. Or kind of like Top Gun, your favorite movie, right, Won-Jin? Where Val Kilmer stars.
Goose and...
Is your favorite scene where Val Kilmer does the teeth thing to Tom Cruise?
Nah, man. And Top Gun actually isn't my favorite Val Kilmer movie.
Which one is it?
I think my favorite Val Kilmer movie would be MacGruber. He was so awesome in there. And then second would be The Saint.
Right.
But anyways, Plaything. I thought it was gonna be another like generic story about some like future virtual game shit. But then this took a very different turn.
You know what I like about this episode? It kind of reminded me of old short stories of Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh.
Like the twist. Because you know what works for this story is it's the simplicity. There's no grand design.
Yeah. What was that other episode with that virtual game where they realized like the most horrifying thing that you can imagine? The one with the Japanese game designer.
The Kurt Russell's son stars in it. Yeah, that was Kurt Russell's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He plays the game.
Oh, Wyatt Russell.
Yeah,
that's Kurt Russell's son?
Yeah.
Really? He was in Jump Street 22.
Yeah, he's Kurt Russell's son.
Oh, really? I had no clue.
You fucker. You claim to be a Kurt Russell fan and you didn't know that?
I had no idea that his son was an actor.
Yeah, he's Kurt Russell's son.
Oh, okay.
And he goes comatose at the end.
Yeah, and he dies. And in that episode, when he was in that like spooky mansion place, he picked up the book and I was like, that's gotta be an Edgar Allan Poe book. And it turns out to be an Edgar Allan Poe book.
Yeah, because you know what this... Episode 4, you know what my favorite scene is? The ending. You know how he
reaches his hand?
No, but remember, that hand was not that way. It was like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's up to us to interpret whether he's trying to help him go up or he's doing this. Gotcha. Because he's a man who's had been abused his entire life. And... So from start to finish, the ending was perfect because it's not supposed to give you answers. because you could argue the Throng isn't really there to help you. Why would they? Because they just been abused by this junkie. And I just love this the simplicity of it. And the grand themes it brings in. And it reminded me a lot of Lovecraft novels too, where at the end Cthulhu shows up and just breaks the whole fucking story down. Like, fuck you, you little human, like you were petty. And so it's that kind of story, except it's not Cthulhu, or you're not getting buried alive, but it's technology.
What I also liked about this was the 90s vibe. Because, remember we all grew up playing games on computers in the 90s. I remember all those like computers and the PC magazines. And I was like picking out these like not Easter eggs, but like mistakes they made. They had like a mouse with a scroll wheel in the mid 90s. We didn't have that shit. We had mouse with 3 buttons or 2 buttons, and that was it. And it made me like feel a lot of nostalgia for those old 90s games. I also like the idea of having that like intelligent, self-thinking video game being coded. Not coded, but generated in the 90s. See, that was a pretty cool idea.
That was a cool idea, but you know why I mentioned Edgar Allan Poe is because he's unreliable. He says he got high on LSD. He says he can talk to these things.
Only when he's high.
Yeah.
When he's tripping.
No, and another problem is he's the only one who can seemingly communicate with them. Remember, his friend was also high, but he went there, and I don't think he can.
Oh, that's right. That's true. So he didn't understand anything.
Yeah, so it's a question mark on whether, like, the Throng really wants to help us. That's this unreliable person talking.
But then, judging from the fact that I don't know, that universal code thing was actually applied over the air to all the machines. Maybe...
No, but he could have written that code.
Huh.
No, there's no right and wrong answer here, Won-Jin. It's up to interpretation.
It's up to interpretation. But I thought that Throng thing was actually real.
No, but it's up to... Because remember, they never show what happens to them after they go into shock. That's why the ending is important, because if you look at his hand, it's like this. It's like this. It's not this. It's this. You could almost argue that he's like, bang, I got you. Or I'll help you up. And the face acting, I bet the director told him to make that face where, what the fuck kind of face are you making? Is that a happy face or a fuck you face? I cannot tell. And so he's a traditional, unreliable narrator. And remember, he's the one who claims that, he wanted me to steal that. Are you sure? I don't know that. You're the guy telling me. So we're supposed to, because as an audience, we're supposed to be in that cop shoes, both of them. The black cop and the angry cop. Because that's how we really feel about this guy. Like, are you really being honest? Are you telling the truth? And the moment he turns around and says, I self-matrix myself, I'm like, listen, like, I want to give him, like, listen.
I even love the design of the connector. It's so, like, generic. It's like, it's one of those connectors we use to connect, like, the mouse and the keyboard.
Yo, Won-Jin, I have a question. If I was the cop and I saw that plug-in, like, self-matrix, I'm not going to give him a piece of paper and pen. You're going on lockup until you're more obedient. Oh, let's read some comments. Yes, poetic. This is the second version of an old episode. So the first one, the girl gets trapped in the game after having her DNA stolen, and then she realized that she's being used as a game prop and decides to get in contact with the real her in the life and ask for help. That's the USS Callister. That's the season 4. We're gonna
from the 4th season.
Yeah, Jesse Plemons played a creepy antagonist. Yeah, we're going to talk about that episode too, guys.
I usually call him Fat Damon.
Oh, wait, I'm going to getting them a bit mixed. The one with the Throng was...
Yeah, Throng was the one with the weirdo who talks with those game characters who replicate themselves.
But overall, I love this episode. This episode was the most up to interpretation. That's what I love about it. But now moving on to episode 5.
What was it? Hold on.
The sad one. The Eulogy.
Oh, that was also another great episode. I really liked it as well. Especially, I also like the actor. What's his name? Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a cool technology, by the way. You can have that eulogy, and then you can revisit your past. And sometimes, I don't know if this was like in the first or second season of Black Mirror, but sometimes remembering everything too much, it's also a curse.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, some things are better like left forgotten.
That season 2 with the contacts on.
Yeah, and they keep rewinding shit,
Yeah.
and they like observe like all the little details that you're not supposed to catch.
Yo, I gotta say, this was the best episode. Like,
This would be my second favorite after Hotel Reverie.
Oh yeah. Why isn't USS Callister a sequel? Like, okay, never mind. We'll talk later.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
No, but this one was this episode is one of the best written in Black Mirror, and I like how they fuck with our expectations, because watching Black Mirror is like knowing that you're gonna get kicked in the balls, but you're gonna watch anyway. And this one didn't kick me in the balls. It just made me. You know, because it's kind of like a Void. This one is kind of like Skidadoosh, New York.
Synecdoche.
Yeah, Synecdoche, New York. And the fact that Paul Giamatti's character, he's like us though. Aren't we always, like, we always assume that we are the wronged party. For some reason, human beings, we always assume we are good. And I'm talking about the moral good here. Sometimes we feel like we are living justified because and the moment, like, after the 30-minute mark, when it turns out that AI replica is the daughter.
Yeah. And she was the scientist in Mickey 17,
Yeah,
by the way. Yeah.
No, and Paul Giamatti's acting was great, and the fact that you know, we miss so much about what's in front of us. And this story reminds us that we should take time to stop thinking about ourselves, but to think about other persons.
Yeah.
You know, because this reminded me a great thing about Confucius. Analects, there's a quote: "Stop worrying about what other people think of you. Worry about how much you know about others." And I think a lot of Koreans don't know this, because their understanding of Confucius is very juji and 1,000 years after Confucius. But if you stop immersing yourself in your own pain and try to understand the other person, there's so much that can be solved. And
this shows how technology can aid you through that process.
I don't know about aid, because she's already dead, and it was just god damn. But hey, the ending was beautiful.
Yeah.
He got to forgive himself and her, and the daughter gives him the nod, like, because I'm assuming that's a real daughter at the end. So she saw the memory, and she realizes like how much of their scars put them together.
And oh man, it's kind of sad, because now I know that Paul Giamatti is going to spend the rest of his life with regrets.
No, I disagree there.
But how can you not?
No, but no. After this, he's gonna get out of his alcoholism. Don't you think so? Because at least she got to like know that she did love him, and that he loved her. Like, there's acceptance to that. Remember, and this is this episode. You know what's funny? It started so dark when he like erased his faces,
scribbled up faces and burnt holes and stuff.
Yeah, I honestly thought this was gonna go like a serial killer route or something, but afterwards it just became redeeming, because because I disagree with Won-Jin, because he can finally forgive himself too, because in a lot of ways he was bashing on himself. Because you know who does that? Who drinks himself like that? Self-hate. Like, he says in words that, I hate you, I blame you, but what he's actually trying to say is, I loved you. I really loved you, and I wish you loved me back the same. and that's why I'm doing the self-harm without anybody telling you. But I know for a fact that after the funeral, he's not going to do the self-harm no more because he know for a fact she loved him.
Anyways, it was pretty cool to like dive into those photos and have that like remade like 3D environment thing.
Yeah.
And as his memory got, what can I say, like illuminated from like these little hints. I love how like other parts of his memory like lit up in that world. So those were like very interesting science fiction shit. And I also love how they weave this like the very basic human drama into it.
He will live with the regret because he was too fast to judge, and he could have had a nice family with her, but then he decided to be judgy and break up with her instead of... God, guys, you are so cruel. Look, I thought it was a redeeming moment. I mean, he's the one who cheated, but she cheated too. So I don't think it's necessarily blaming him completely.
And I love how he conveniently doesn't mention that Emma was there when he was like taking that photo. And then I was kind of getting the hint that the narrator girl was the daughter because I could see her getting upset.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe she's the daughter.
Yeah, the acting was great. And some things you don't get to do them twice. But no, but Desi, don't you think that's called life? And also,
and especially when he was talking about his band days. And he made her play the keyboard, and he was saying that we loved it. And she's like, "Did you ask her?"
Yeah. No, there were hints like that. No, but hey, Won-Jin, I forgive him because he admitted it at the end. You know how many of us actually admit it, even though when it's wrong. That's why when he cries at the end, he can smile without hesitation because he's there to celebrate his love. And another thing, how many of us gets to love like that? Like truly love somebody for decades on end, where she was obviously still in love with him too. So it was a beautiful episode in that way. It was just, the length was perfect.
Yeah.
Just 48 minutes or something.
And Paul Giamatti's acting, it carried it, I guess.
I love his grumpy act. He was so grumpy in the end.
Can we just get on with this?
Yeah. Goes to show what a kind soul he is.
Yeah.
Now moving on to episode 6.
What was it? The USS Callister. What was the name of the episode?
Episode
Hold
2.
on. Episode 6, USS Callister Into Infinity. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yo.
Man.
This was a great sequel.
I didn't expect there to be a sequel.
So, Infinity is her head, huh? Like, they can go into her head. Like, this was a smart episode.
Because the first episode was about these characters escaping from that separate version of Infinity kept by Fat Damon in his own house.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, it's like, why are we going back to this? And it turns out they had some very realistic and practical problems that they were facing. They don't have money.
Yeah.
And they had to rob other players.
Yo, this was super fucking entertaining. This was super... My favorite scene is when the captain and the founder is in the cyber world version, and the captain of the real world version meets. Hi, we're not to hurt you, and they throw away the gun. It deals with so many great questions about identity.
Yeah.
Who am I?
It's like, I am you, and it's like, I'm not you.
Yeah. What can I be? And having a family home server. This was super flat episode in comparison to the other episodes. Really? I thought this was like, you know what I love about this episode? It's entertaining. Like, it doesn't go too deep into the themes.
I like the Star Trek elements, even in the first one, like the teleporting and all these things. We can definitely tell where they got the inspiration from. What was it? Space Fleet? Yeah, that's like total Star Trek. One thing I really liked about this episode is that visit to the heart of infinity that reminded me a lot of, you know, those like Marvel Thor going back to that like forge to make that that hammer and blah 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 blah. It gives you the same vibe, but in the end there was just like another cloned version of Fat Damon in there.
You know, that's what's scary. At the heart of because I thought it symbolized the human heart. We go in deep. It's kind of like Prometheus. You think you would find some mysterious box with all the answers. No, you meet yourself. Because he's... As ugly as Fat Damon's character is, he's so human. He's lonely. He's disrespected. He's obviously a genius, but no one gives him the credit. Of course he's angry.
You know, but what I was asking myself when I saw that scene is... It's like, if you can clone yourself and make it code forever, why don't you make like 10 clones in there? At least they would have like company.
Won-Jin, you're missing the point of the story. Don't think too hard. It's
like you always need redundancy to keep the game going. Why would you just have one?
You would make a bad CEO, motherfucker. you would be like overworking your bitches, ain't you? You're already...
No, I'm trying to make sure that they're not overworked.
No, but don't you think the point was he was already a program, so like his digestive system and don't work like human. One of them is enough to just keep the whole thing going. You know, because the real Fat Damon have to sleep and eat and shit. That program doesn't.
Yeah, let's have 3 programs doing the same work.
Oh my god. This was... You know, sometimes you guys too. I like my closest best friend now. I highly... Oh, really? Thank you, Walker. That's nice of you to say. I mean, the whole story, it's been done before in a form or another. A spaceship plotting and pew pew. No, but at least it was entertaining. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
And it was much more interesting than I thought it would be. And because it's a commentary on our society more than the other episodes. It's about gaming policy. The sequel was like finding out what happened after the Crescendo and V for Vendetta.
Yeah, after everybody takes their masks off.
Oh, okay. So Void and our subscribers didn't like it as much, huh?
I was thinking to myself that, was this really needed? Because I think the first USS Callister was good enough without any sequels. I thought it didn't really need sequels.
For me, I disagree. I thought it was like, why not? It's already crazy, the first one. I rewatched the first episode again because of this one. And I love, because they're continuing the same theme.
Yeah.
Listen, this episode is about every like theme in the prior Black Mirror. But the writer decided to use them as tools to just make an entertaining story. That's how I feel. Like, because remember, even them going inside her head was funny. Like, for me, it's like the reverse Matrix.
That was, you know, I got those old Japanese, like, kaiju movie vibe. Like, you know, you get into those giant robots. That's the kind of vision you get from the head.
And another great thing is there's a great, like, smart commentary. Oh, the real you gets... like arrested, and we don't like the real you. Fine, but I thought the message was anybody can be redeemed, because he's a piece of shit narcissist, trust fund kid in the real life, but in the digital life he goes through hardship,
sacrifices himself for his son,
camaraderie, and he changes as a person. And I thought that was a really hopeful message. That goes same for the captain too.
Except for Fat Damon.
Yeah, Fat Damon doesn't change.
I love how Kristen Milioti, she did not buy anything he said because she knew exactly what kind of person he is deep inside. Yeah. She's like, fuck you. Yeah. And he gets tomahawked in the head.
No, but that's what made it exciting for us, because we know we know that. The ending of the first one was hopeful and idealistic. Yeah. Like, imagine that an AI clone makes an AI clone of itself in another AI program that is within the first AI program. But that's
that reminds me of The Substance. Maybe like every clone of the AI just becomes uglier.
So let's rank the 6 episodes.
Oh, Hotel Reverie would be my favorite. Number 2 would be Eulogy.
Number 3?
Hold on, let's look back.
Bête Noire?
Oh, man. I don't know.
Guys, give us your ranks too.
I'll choose Common People. That would be my third favorite. And then would be... Oh, man. Then I would choose Plaything. And then Bête Noire. And then the last would be the USS Callister. But, you know, it's kind of unfair for the lower ranking episodes because it doesn't mean that I didn't like
I know
hate them or anything. I didn't like them or anything. But if I'm forced to like rank them, this would be the rank. But some of them would be very, very like the gap would be very narrow.
Hey, so I have a question. You would give Hotel Reverie like 10 out of 10?
Yeah, I would give that 10 out of 10.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was very well done.
First 10 out of what?
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for Hotel Reverie.
You guys talk about someone can be redeemed. What about Stu? No, Stu cannot be redeemed. I'm sorry. He's a mass murderer. I'm so sorry, Walker. I like the hotel thing, and then the one with the lady that had necklace. Play would be third. Okay, let me rank it now. Can you pop it up for me?
Okay.
So the first would be...
Eulogy?
Eulogy. The second would be... Oh, fuck.
Difficult choice.
Bête Noire.
The second episode. The one with the Queen of the Universe.
Yeah. The third will be Plaything.
Uh-huh.
And then the fourth would be USS Callister. And then Hotel Reverie. And then Common People. Common People is the lowest for me. Because as much as I loved it, it's still like a 7 or 8 for me. But I
don't know. Maybe I thought it felt closest to like how I remember Black Mirror when I first encountered it.
No, but for me,
maybe that's why
it had the least creativeness when it comes to technology. Though. It was the least creative. Because I would rather have preferred. Remember in season 6 there was this Red Mirror episode with the devil.
I haven't seen season 6.
Really?
No.
Okay. I would have preferred them go like stronger. Like
I need to revisit these seasons.
Yeah. I like the hotel thing, and the one with the lady that had that necklace. Plaything would be third. Number 1. So let's give a season grade, shall we?
I would give the season like a 9.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was very good.
So good.
Like every episode, I look forward to watching them. Like every episode when it began, I was like, oh man, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
That's the kind of anticipation I had.
That's great. That's a great way to put it, man. I felt the same way. Just so many smart ideas. And it made sure that, you know what I like about this season is they made sure it was all great stories. I know I shit on Commonplace for being the technologically like the least
Common People.
Yeah, Common People for the least creative. But the other ones, they just put in the right amount to make it interesting as stories. So I'm going to give it a 9-2. So JoeJinMovieSoAwesome gives Black Mirror Season 7 a 9. It was a fucking banger. It's better than Season 6 and 5 for me. This is like Season 4 level for me, back to kind of form. And and I even love the episode length.
Like the long ones, the one I like as I was watching, the one I hoped that it wouldn't end were actually longer. And ones that I didn't really care about, they were just shorter.
You have a soft spot, don't you? That's right. How did you manage to watch prior Black Mirror episodes, man?
I don't know.
Because some of them I don't think you would have liked.
Some of them, I don't remember which episodes, but some of them felt longer than it should. Okay. I think one of them would be like the one Void mentioned last week. What was it? Shut Up and Dance? The one with that
child molester?
The one where they have to like run around and shit, and Braun is there.
Yeah, and they rob a bank.
Yeah, they rob a bank.
I don't think that was long. I thought that was perfect.
I thought that was kind of long.
No, you probably wish it ended because it was horrifying, right?
That too, but I don't know. It just felt like they were also taking the audience to like run around with them all the time.
No, but they're trolling us.
Because I was wondering, like, where's this going?
So anyway, guys.
But by the way, that episode, like I remember in the beginning of the episode, the kid is working in this like fast food restaurant or something.
Yeah.
And then this little kid like forgets something and he picks it up and gives it to the kid. That gives you like a completely different interpretation after knowing like what happens in the end.
That's why it's a good twist, just like Bête Noire. What are you talking about? Fuck you, man. I bet you loved it. You're just pretending you didn't. It's because
it was too long.
Okay.
That could have been like 10 minutes shorter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, but JoeJinMovieSoAwesome gives Black Mirror season 7 a 9. It was fucking great to watch, a smart show.
Yeah, and you guys can probably tell because we've been talking about this for 45 minutes. That means it's a good show.
Maybe we can talk about like the entire Black Mirror series in a later video. But anyway, guys, we're going to take a short break and come back to do Let's Talk. Scott Walker, thank you for waiting for us. Big shout out to Void a Parrot, Scott Walker, and Zezzy, our Triple Trouble. We'll see you in a bit. This has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
We'll see you guys in a bit.
We'll be right
bye.
back.
Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, the fact that the kid went that far kind of gave away that there was much more to the leak. Exactly, Void.
And I remember they had that conversation in the car. The kid had that conversation with Braun. And I think...
You sure remember
what was
details of the
Was it Braun? Or was it someone else? I think it was the guy he was about to have a showdown against. And he was asking, like, how old were they? And the kid couldn't answer.
You sure remember well for somebody who hated the episode one.
No, it was too long.
No, it wasn't. You fucking loved it, you fucking hypocrite. You fucking remember that shit like yesterday.
By the way, I didn't feel sorry for them in the end.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. You loved it, fucking. You sicko. You pretending you didn't like it.
Fuck those pedophiles. Fuck them. That's what they deserve.